Stop touching me. Here, turn around.
In Las Cruces, New Mexico, police receive a call from a nearby gas station. The cashier reports that two men walked into the store asking for a pack of cigarettes. When the cashier asked for ID, one of the men became furious because he didn't have one. The man then grabbed a can of Budweiser from the cooler. The cashier politely asked him to put it back, explaining that he couldn't sell alcohol without ID. In response, the man insulted the cashier. He would pay extra if he sucked his Before the argument could turn violent, an officer named Brad Lunsford rushed to the scene, unaware that he was about to take someone's life.
What's going on, man?
I was messing with my door.
What's up?
I was messing with my door window.
Okay, what's the deal with the people inside?
So I walked into the store.
Uh-huh.
With a beer in my hand.
With a beer in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I walked out with a beer in my hand. Look at your camera.
Okay.
Look at your camera. He said, I'm going to check the camera. I said, check the camera.
So you went inside with the beer?
Yeah.
Okay, can I get your ID real quick so I can go talk to them and check the video out?
I don't have my ID on me. You know what I'm saying? That's why the whole thing is that I wanted to buy a pack of cigarettes and I didn't have my ID on me. My stuff had gotten stolen on the Greyhound, right?
Okay.
So I was trying to show him, like, look, I have beer.
Yeah.
I have a digital, you know what I'm saying? I have the beer means I'm 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then instead of that, he started acting like a for no reason. You know what I'm saying? He's like, they're going to call the like, call them. They're going to come and look at their drivers.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet, so, I mean, bear with me.
You're going to see it. You're going to go in there and look.
Where's the beer at right now?
Honestly, I don't even know. I was pissed off. I was walking
What's your name, man? Pete?
Yeah.
What's your last name, Pete? Huh? E-Z-E-R?
His real name is Presley Ease, but he gives the officer a fake name to hide who he really is.
You said that's your ID? Out of Texas or what? I can't hear you, man. Okay. You have your driver's license, man? Let me get it real quick. Yeah, in a form, I mean, if he's in the wrong, he's in the wrong. That's what I'm trying to figure out, okay? What was the beer anyways? Budweiser, the 16 ouncer or a 40 ounce or what? Alright, hang tight. Let me go in there, see what I got in there, and I'll be right back, okay? Don't take off, obviously I got your ID. Simple as that. I'll be back. What's up? I'll see if he wants to. I can't make him, you know that. But let me go talk to them, alright? Did he come in with that or not? Because he's claiming he did. Did he come in with it or not? Okay, give me 1 second. Hey, so who did you hand the beer off to when you came outside? Him? Because it said he passed off the beer when you came outside.
Oh yeah. I don't even want it.
I apologize.
Yeah, I'm gonna. As soon as I get somebody over here, I'm gonna go in there and check them out. All right? So hang tight, okay? What's up?
Is it possible I can go buy cigarettes?
Hang tight. Let me talk to them and get things figured out, okay? Where do you have an ID out of, Pete? Out of where? I can't hear you. Connecticut? Like I said, I'm waiting for somebody to get here so I can go inside and check out the cameras. I understand that. I'm in the same boat. I'm standing outside my car, man. I've got all this stuff on.
Bring me in there with you.
We don't need to go that route.
That's better than doing this.
We don't need to go that route right now. Spell your last name again for me, Pete.
E-S-E-R.
E-S-E-R. Out of Connecticut, right? What year? Alright. I understand the time, man. As soon as he gets here, I'm going inside. We'll get this all sorted out. Alright? Try last name spelling of Edward Sam, Edward Robert, and it's going to be out of Connecticut. What?
Yeah, it's still showing a record on file out of Connecticut with the Edward Sam, Edward Robert.
When the officer tries to run the name through the database, nothing comes up. He quickly understands that Presley is lying about his identity, so he calls for backup right away. After the backup arrives, the officers move in to arrest Presley, not realizing how dangerous the situation is about to become.
All right, Pete, do me a favor, go and step out. Step out for me, please.
No, I don't really want to get out.
Okay, I'm not asking you right now. Step out for me.
Hold on. Why?
No.
Can I know why?
Because you're not coming back on file, man. Hey, step out of the car.
Can I know why?
Because you're not coming back on file for me.
What does that mean?
Step out. You're not coming back on.
You can't figure out who you are.
Listen. What do you mean you can't figure out who I am?
Because it's not coming back on file. You better come out now, dude.
Take my phone.
Hey,
Okay.
you gonna cooperate or what?
I'm going to cooperate.
Okay. Put your stuff down. Get out.
Can you stop holding me? Can you stop touching me?
I don't want you reaching for anything, man.
I'm not reaching.
Presley is secretly carrying a knife.
I'm not reaching for anything.
Okay, step out.
Okay. I'm not reaching for anything. I'm not reaching for anything.
Turn around.
I'm not reaching for anything.
Dude, stop.
Turn around. Turn around.
Hey, 596 stay in the fucking car.
Look at what?
He suddenly attacks the officers, even putting one of them in a chokehold and trying to grab a taser. At that moment, Officer Brad fires his weapon, and Presley is killed at the scene.
Hands up! Open the door from the outside! Got one right behind you. All right. Is this for right now? What up? Is that for right now? No. That is over. Just so you know, I thought about the outside. No.
Go ahead. Did you guys see what happened?
I saw everything.
You saw everything? Did you see anything?
I didn't hear. I just saw the guy on the floor, like on top of the cop. After that, I heard a gunshot.
So, were you a little bit more composed and you were able to tell me what you saw?
Yes, I was. I was watching the officer. I don't know who the officer, who was the one in that unit, the first one behind the subject's car.
Okay.
And I was watching him, and I told him, I looked at my coworker, and I said, he's backing up. Something's going on. Something spooked him, and that's why we have the people in the back. And so another unit showed up right behind that unit, and they were approaching the subject. The subject started fighting with the two officers. The male subject, the black subject, took him down, just wrestling, and I don't know if he was trying to go for the other officer's gun or he had him in a chokehold.
The initial officer?
Yes.
So the subject was on top of the officer?
Yes. And the other officer, I don't know if he was trying to go for the other officer's gun that he had in a chokehold or what, but the other officer pulled out his gun and he just shot him, and I was like, and that's what I saw.
The officer and behind him?
Yeah.
So there was the officer on the ground, and then
I think it was the bald-headed
subject
officer on the ground that was getting wrestled, and the other officer was trying to help him.
If you can kind of just give us as much you saw, detail as much you saw what's
So
going
I
on.
was actually the one who called because he came in, tried to buy a pack of cigarettes. I told him I needed to see an ID. He didn't have one. He walked out. I thought that was the end of it. I saw him walk up to the car. He called another guy. The other guy came in. Same thing. I was like, sorry, I can't do it. It's a second-hand purchase. Right. So, no issues. He walked out. A while after, another guy comes in. And I saw him go around the Ramada, and then when eventually he came out this way, same thing, told him, can't, second-hand purchase. And then after a while, I just see both of them walk by. So I was like, okay, that's better for me. I don't get in trouble, no sale. And then I completely gave out on that. See, the first suspect coming back again, He goes back to the beer, but I know he doesn't have an ID. So I see him walk out. He casually walks out with the Budweiser. I go and I ask him, hey, you need to come back and pay for this. And then he tells me, well, suck on this and pay for it. I'm like, okay, you know what, whatever. I walked out, came in here, my boss was still here. She's like, no, just call the cops. And then the cops showed up. And then I just went on about it, dealing with the customers. And all of a sudden, she comes in, she starts having issues to like pay.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear a gunshot. That's when Alfonso was like, oh, he got shot in the head. I went into panic mode for them. I made sure I got them to the back. After that, I just completely freaked out.
And you asked him to come back in, but what did he tell you?
To suck it and pay for it.
The subject on the passenger side to take him out, and he was fighting with them. And we found out they were wrestling him down. They wrestled him down, or something happened with one of the cops. I know he's bald, and it looked like he had him in a chokehold, had the officer in a chokehold. And the officer pulled out his service weapon and shot him. Because I think he was trying to pull that officer's gun, or the officer was already losing conscious. Like he was probably already going down. And the officer had no choice. He used deadly force and shot him.
You want to talk to me? Tell me what happened, Mark? I got to hear your side of the story of it, huh? Okay? Okay, so we're going to start slow and just kind of back up how we got here, okay? So you said to me earlier that, remember I tried to ask you this guy what his name was, and you said his name was Slim, right? Slim? They call him Slim? Okay. Where did you meet him at?
He wouldn't give me, I guess, I didn't know his name. They were asking him, or something.
Who's asking you what?
They were asking for names. I gave them my name, and then they asked him for his.
Who's they?
The police.
The police officers?
Yeah.
Why do you think the cops are talking to him?
Because I guess he had an altercation. I didn't even realize that he had an altercation with the clerk about something about beer.
Something about beer with the clerk inside?
Yeah, so I didn't even know that was like the case. He was like, hey, can we go? And I was like, dude, I'm trying to put this door thing on. He's like, well, the cops are here. I'm like, well, what's that have to do with us? Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? So I then find out that, like, the cop walked up. He's like, so which one of y'all have an altercation with the guys inside? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, he's like, and then he starts telling him, like, well, I had a beer, and when I got here, something like that, he opened up a beer or something, and him and, like, the clerk were, like, having words back and forth or something. I don't know. At this time, I'm messing with the door panel.
Did Slim pay for the beer?
He had it from earlier, yeah, so.
No, but
he showed up with it. It wasn't, he didn't buy it here.
Oh, really?
He already had it.
Uh-huh.
It's a 3-pack of like 16
Drink-pack.
Question, and so you decided to cross the tape and ask your
sorry.
question? Okay.
I was in the gas station, I think, when the guy...
Did anybody speak to you?
No. I would, was it a black male that got shot?
So you said you were there, right?
I seen there was a guy stealing beer when I was there.
Okay.
And he come out, and then I sat and watched him in my truck for like 10 minutes. And he was acting goofy, and then he went around the building.
Okay.
I was just wondering if...
Give us 1 second. We'll see if anybody needs to speak to you.
So I watched for like 10 minutes, and I watched the guy that attended question him if it's the same guy.
Okay.
When we tried to get him out to detain him, he pulls back, and he's kind of... He's on his phone, and he's acting like he's recording. I don't know whether or not he is recording, so I don't know what had changed from the time he was offering himself to be detained to when we went to detain him. He no longer wanted to be detained unless he was hiding something. He had a warrant out for his arrest. That's why he wasn't coming back on file. That's why he wasn't wanting to be detained. So I tell him, I'm not asking you to get out. You need to get out. He's still kind of pulling back, holding his arms against his body. So I grab his right arm and tell him to step out. He's asking why, and I'm telling him why. You're not coming back on file at all. I'm not getting a return. And he keeps asking why, and he's not complying. Officer Arp asks him, well, are you going to comply? He says, yeah, I'm going to comply, but he's not doing it. So as we're trying to get him out of the vehicle, you could see underneath that wab of the water can, he's got a knife on his lap. So Officer Arbogast goes around the neck as we're pulling him out. His arm hits Officer Arbogast's hand as he's trying to take him out. So we get him out of the vehicle, and he starts moving himself towards the back of the SUV. As he does that, he grabs the rear passenger door handle and tries to open it, and there's the right rear passenger. So I tell the rear passenger to stay inside the vehicle, which he does. So we're trying to maintain control of the suspect, and like I said, due to his size, it was not possible for us to do. His arms were out towards the top of the SUV on points where I can reach him. I grab onto his belt at one point to try to maintain some type of control because that was the only thing available to me to try to hold on to. So Officer Arbogast, he wraps his arms around the suspect's waist, so his back is towards Officer Arbogast, and I guess the best way to describe it is Officer Arbogast does basically a suplex where he falls back with the suspect. Officer Arbogast hits his head on the ground as suspect lands on top of Officer Arbogast, and the suspect kind of rolls up in a ball from the momentum of being thrown back. So all his weight is on top of Officer Arbogast. So after they fall to the ground, the suspect flips around on top of Officer Arbogast, and he's mounted him at this point. And as we're struggling to try to control him, which we're not really being able to do, he's saying, "Stop it," in a calm voice, not frantic, he's not trying to get up and run away or anything like that. He's holding himself down on top of Officer Arbogast as I've got both my arms trying to pull him off of him. And he's not moving. He's pushing down on Officer Arbogast. At one point, he hits him in the face, trying to create distance between him and Officer Arbogast. And I could see him from where I'm at, standing behind both of them, that he's now looking at Officer Arbogast's duty belt. He first reaches down to the gun side of his belt, and he can't get anything from there. So he keeps at it. We're trying to fight to control him. He's still looking down at his belt. He sees the taser. I can see out of the corner of his eye how he's looking at it. He sees the taser handle. Obviously, it's bright yellow, so he can see it fairly easy. And it's on the opposite side of his gun. So the taser handle is out towards the suspect. So he tries to take it once, and he's not able to. And then the second time he tries to take it, he ends up taking the taser. I say taser once as it pulls the taser from Officer Arbogast's holster, and he's holding it up, and he's trying to work the safety. I can actually see his fingers trying to work the safety of the taser. So I say taser once as he has it, and at that point, it wasn't a struggle to try to detain him. It was a struggle for Officer Arbogast's life and my life at that point. That was my concern, was he was going to use that taser to severely injure Officer Arbogast or to incapacitate him to try to gain access to his gun, because that's what he initially went for. So I knew that the situation wasn't going to be a good ending if it went further. So I had to end up taking my duty weapon out. I put it to the back of his head, the suspect, so I was still cognizant of where Officer Arbogast was, because I was concerned for his safety. So I ended up placing it directly to the back of his head, downward and to the right, to avoid shooting Officer Arbogast in the process. I fired one round into the back of his head. Suspect falls on top of Officer Arbogast. I yell out to Officer Arbogast because he does it. He says, "What?" He's trying to figure out what's going on. I yell out, "Took your taser." And he gets out from underneath him. We back up because we still have the driver and the rear passenger inside of the vehicle. So we're kind of standing out in the open, and so I eventually tell Officer Arbogast, "Let's go to my unit so we have some type of cover."
Later, the New Mexico Attorney General's office concluded that former officer Brad Lunsford's use of force was not reasonable under the circumstances, saying other, less lethal options were available. Brad was charged with voluntary manslaughter and was found guilty by a jury. However, before sentencing, where he could have faced up to 9 years in prison, a judge granted him a new trial due to issues involving the jury. As of now, no new trial date has been set,